Hey everyone, this is editor Marissa here, and before we get into the video, I wanted to say I am making this a drinking game. So every time I say balance and every time Kaley says systems, I want you to take a sip from your water bottle. I said drinking game, but it is a healthy drinking game. So you should be very hydrated by the end of this video. You're welcome. Hello everybody, my name is Marissa. I am a certified personal trainer and registered dietitian, and I have with me my lovely friend Kaley, who is also a certified personal trainer and registered dietitian. How cool is that? So, do you have anything you want to say?
Marissa and we're actually both certified through ACE, right?
No, I'm NASM.
She's NASM, I'm ACE. Even though we're both in different niches, we're both very adamantly against diet culture. So today we have something special to bring you.
Yes, absolutely. So we are going to be looking at weird celebrity diets based off an article my assistant found me on the internet from insider.com. So Kaley has no idea what these celebrities are or the diets are yet. So I've skimmed through it so I can make a tier list, but I haven't really read into each one individually. So we're gonna react to them together and then put them on a tier list. So maybe you could get some good takeaways from this, but ultimately this is for entertainment purposes only. And if we do cover some things like restrictive diets, calorie counting, and things to that effect. So if that's something that's sensitive to you, I would recommend clicking away from this video and maybe checking out some of my other videos or some videos on Kaley's pages as well. Okay,
I don't know about you, but when I hear that a diet is celebrity endorsed, that's like automatically a red flag for me.
Yeah, no, 100%. So this, you'll notice a lot of this, like, I think one of them, it started getting popular because of said celebrity, so everybody starts doing it even though like there's no scientific backing behind it. And that's usually how a lot of these diets come about. I feel like
especially if they're training for a role, if it's an actor training for a specific role.
Yeah.
And they looked a certain way in that
event.
movie. Yeah.
Like the Met Gala.
Yep.
We're going to be talking about that. So the first person is Joe Rogan. He did the carnivore diet, of course. So he followed a diet of just meat and fruit. So he added a little bit extra in there. So yeah, all he does is eat meat.
Meat and fruit.
And fruit, yeah.
So ranking that on our tiers.
He's getting in protein.
I would say plus point for he's going to hit all three macronutrients with that diet if he's including fruit.
Yes.
He will hit protein, fat, and carbs.
But mainly just saturated fat, unless he's
-1 for only saturated fat. Yeah.
Wait, do you eat fish on the carnivore diet? Or
I would assume not. I mean, every single carnivore diet that I've seen, they've been very strict. And it's not like they're eating a ton of chicken. It's usually red meat.
Yeah.
So I would say, obviously, +1 for protein, +1 for hitting all three macronutrients, minus 1,000 for literally little to no fiber.
Oh yeah, so this is not a diet that could be sustainable by any means. Like, and if you think about the amount of saturated fat, like everything comes in balance. And if you're getting too much saturated fat, that is going to put you at risk for disease later on anyway. So it's like, is he doing this for health? I can't really say so. So, all right. I would say probably in like D tier. I have to be liberal with these because...
And we have a lot more to go, so
yeah.
We need to be consistent with how we're ranking things.
Uh-huh.
I would... If it were carnivore without fruit, I would rank it an F. Mm-hmm. Since it has fruit, even just a small amount, I'll rank it D as well.
Okay.
That puts it a little bit above rock bottom.
Yeah, D is not passing. So next we have the lovely Kim Kardashian, who followed a strict carb-cutting diet to lose 16 pounds in 3 weeks for the Met Gala, and she wore the famous Marilyn Monroe dress that obviously her body size did not fit into prior to the Met Gala, and didn't she even like break the back? I think her butt was so big that she broke the dress. Mm-hmm. And that totally goes off of how you're supposed to...
The clothes are supposed to fit you. Marilyn Monroe and Kim Kardashian are two beautiful women, but they don't wear the same size. They don't have the same measurements, and that's okay.
Yeah, it says she cut out sugar and carbs and just ate the cleanest veggies and protein.
Clean. Oh, super clean. Okay.
So she... Man. And this isn't even to go into her exercise routine, which was like just a crap ton of cardio. Like the typical really strict diet to lose weight as fast as possible in the least healthy way. How does that measure up to Joe Rogan?
It's like bad in a completely different way.
Yeah.
So number one, carbs include sugar and vegetables and fruit. Vegetables and fruit are very important for health. They are also mainly carbs. So a lot of the times people, even the sentence saying, I cut out sugar and carbs is superfluous because carbs include sugar. And they only ate vegetables. Well, congratulations, you ate carbs. So minus 1,000 for misleading wording.
That's what I never understand when people say, oh, I cut out carbs, and then they go,
I'm only eating veggies and fruit. Like, that's all carbs. So.
And like, the B vitamins she's also missing out on just from like not consuming whole grain. They're so important for so many different things. So when you're taking that out, she probably had no energy.
And you could tell, I mean, if you saw any of the media around that time, she was having intense cravings at the Met Gala, and this just goes to show, like, she couldn't even fully be present in the moment while she was wearing that dress, while she was at such an important event, due to increased cravings from cutting out entire food groups. So this is one that I would definitely rank bottom of the barrel, F tier, for sure.
All right, Victoria Beckham. She has eaten the same meal of fish and vegetables for 25 years, according to her husband. She will very rarely deviate from her go-to meal of grilled fish and steamed veggies. So already, you're cutting out a lot of food groups with that. While like grilled fish and steamed veggies, it sounds healthy. When you take into account that there's no variety in her diet, she's missing out on a lot.
Yeah, variety is actually super important, and it makes it really easy to understand nutrition because there's so many micronutrients, vitamins and minerals that you want to hit, as well as your macronutrients. But in general, if you eat a balanced, varied diet without cutting out food groups unnecessarily, you will hit most of your micros that you need to. So variety really is the spice of life in this case. So she's missing out on a ton for that alone.
Yes. I will give her a little bit more credit because she says she also enjoys healthy fat sources like avocados and nuts and drinks alcohol regularly.
That's a weird one.
I didn't read the end of that sentence, clearly, but okay, so it seems like she's getting a lot of healthy fats. Like she's definitely getting her omega-3s, but that's it. Your omega-3s, proteins,
I'll give points for healthy fats, great lean protein from fish, or if it is a fatty fish, then we have great fats, fibers and micros from veggies.
No grains. There was no.
And I kind of see this a lot where people will go extra hard on their diet and then they'll party their face off or they'll drink a lot and they think that balances out. Alcohol is metabolized as a poison. It's not metabolized as a food. So it's not like you can really equate those things in the same way. I'm not saying that you can never have alcohol and enjoy it in moderation, but you have to understand that it's not treated the same as a McDonald's cheeseburger and how your body would metabolize that, for example.
Right.
So this one's not as bad though.
No, I would say maybe like, man, I don't see how I'm going to get anybody in S or A tier.
I don't either.
But we could say like C.
I was going to say a step above Joe, so C.
Okay. There you go, Victoria. Next.
I love veggies and fish too, but I also eat the other food groups, right?
Everything else. But yeah, that's one of my favorites. Rebel Wilson, is she on there? Yes, she's on there.
Yeah.
Okay. She used the Mayer method to lose weight, cutting out sugar, dairy, and gluten, and chewing each bite of food 40 times.
40? Oh my gosh. It must have taken her a year to finish a meal.
Named after Dr. Franz Xaver Mayer, is a complex set of habits that has become the basis of treatment at Viva Mayer, a chain of luxury wellness and medical spas beloved by celebrities, which obviously means it's the best thing in the world, right?
Can you read one more time what was it that she cut out?
she cut out
I got very focused on the chewing thing.
Yeah, sugar, dairy, and gluten. So the basic things that people
sugar, dairy, gluten. Okay.
But of course, she's eating a lot of fruits and vegetables. So
here's the thing. Cutting out sugar, dairy, and gluten is unnecessary, but when you look at foods that include sugar, dairy, and gluten, you're mostly going to be looking at processed baked goods. Obviously, those are not the optimal to put in, like, let's say 80% of your diet. You're not getting your fuel foods that you need. You're not getting good proteins. You're not getting fiber from those. So by cutting out ultra-processed baked goods with a ton of sugar and, I don't want to say carbs because it's not carbs that are the issue, but sugar and, like, ultra-processed ingredients, yes, that is super helpful for losing weight because she's focusing more on fruits and veggies. Right.
Yeah. And the diet is supposedly there to promote mindfulness with the chewing 40 times.
I think I would lose my mind.
But that is extremely excessive. Yes, like, I recommend to my girlies that have stomach problems, if maybe they're eating their food too fast, to really, like, slow down and chew your food very thoroughly, but to count in your head to 40 every time before you swallow. Yeah, I
would say maybe 5 times would be a good number.
5?
Chewing 5 each bite.
No, there's got to be more than that.
Really?
I feel like.
Well, okay, wait.
Depending on the food, too.
First of all, it depends on the food. Because if it's like, let's say, well, soup, you don't chew. I was like, don't chew your soup. But here's the thing. Even gut issues, yes, it is super helpful to chew your food. And if you are focusing on weight management, making sure you're chewing your food and not getting all of your calories in a liquid form does help to promote fullness too. But 40 times is unnecessary, and think about how long that would take. So I don't know how many times, but if you're getting to the point where you're counting to 40, for each bite of food, that would be quite long.
Okay, so where would we rank Miss Rebel Wilson?
I don't give any point. There's no, other than the fruits and veg. Otherwise, it's just cutting things out and eating for a ridiculously long amount of
I feel like it's just as bad as Joe. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm so D. I'm glad we're agreeing on this. I had a feeling we would, but you never know. We could have some debates later on.
We'll see.
Aaron Rodgers, I also have no idea who this is because I don't watch sports, and people are going to be probably pissed at me.
He's the one in a sports outfit.
There's several people in a sports outfit. We got two football players.
Wait, I can't actually see. This is
Tom Brady.
This is Tom Brady, though.
So we'll get to that. But yes, Aaron Rodgers does a cleanse involving a strict diet, which doesn't make sense. A cleanse, okay. Warm ghee in the morning and laxatives at night. It was part of a 12-day cleanse, and he also cut out sugar, sex, and alcohol. This is the same thing. If you've seen my Kourtney Kardashian video, she talks about the Panchakarma cleanse, which is like this Ayurvedic healing practice from India that takes out a lot of things like caffeine, sex, alcohol, all the things, but also is very restrictive diet-wise.
I have never heard of that. Okay.
Yeah. The basic structure of the cleanse involves drinking warm, clarified butter or ghee in the morning to lubricate the system and having laxative tea at night to detox, according to the Ayurvedic Institute.
This was for what purpose? No.
It doesn't say.
Well,
to get his mind and body ready for his sport.
That's probably the worst way you can prepare for a sport. It almost sounds more of a spiritual-based cleanse than diet-based with the other processes involved. In general, you don't need to cleanse your body. Your body actually has built-in mechanisms to do that on its own, which is super awesome. I don't know what the goal of this was. There's different reasons why in some extreme gastrointestinal issues, they might need to not eat for a certain period of time. But this does not seem like one of those issues. No. So
and the lubricating the system and then detoxing, that there's no point for that.
Sounds horrid.
At all. And the laxatives is a common disordered eating trait or behavior that is seen in certain populations, especially with eating disorders. So
I would not rank this as bad if it had the laxatives taken out. Like if it was truly spiritual cleanse and you want to fast for a certain period of time, whatever, that's a different story. But you forcing, like, laxatives are not good for you. Your body has its own mechanisms to excrete waste. And when you mess with that through the use of laxatives, unless you truly need them for constipation or something, it's not good for your gut microbiome. And it obviously would cause dehydration. So
yeah, that's the big one.
I would put this at the bottom of the barrel.
I was right. I'm right there with you. Okay.
Oh, dear.
We got quite a bunch.
That sounds like a horror story.
Yeah. Okay, Venus Williams, another sport category. They have both, and Anne Hathaway, but she's not listed on this tier. I'm just talking about Venus Williams. They both tried a raw vegan diet. So this is something multiple celebrities have done. Williams went vegan in 2011 after being diagnosed with an autoimmune disorder and said a raw vegan diet helped her system. She started eating potatoes, lentils, and other cooked foods for more energy and nutrients. Yeah, it's basically a raw vegan diet. I think in this case, if someone is struggling with a specific medical condition and they find a way of eating helps them personally, I'd say the raw vegan diet for her specifically is not necessarily a bad thing. Not to say that, okay, if you are just trying to drop 20 pounds, that you should do a raw vegan diet. It's for a very specific purpose for her and her alone.
And with all of these, it depends on your goals. Like, what is your goal of this? I would say some of these are not good for any goals, but at least this one, I can see that being helpful in some cases. I would agree that it's not appropriate to use veganism in terms of losing weight because it doesn't, that's not true. It can help support a calorie deficit from increased whole foods, fruits and vegetables, and low energy dense items, but it doesn't completely solve the issue.
Correct.
I would say for gut health, sometimes eating a lot of raw uncooked foods exacerbates gut issues. So it does say that she included some cooked foods later on.
Yeah.
So I'm not surprised there. I would rank this one higher up.
Yeah. For her specifically too, like knowing that this has helped manage her symptoms, I would do like an A.
I would say A or B.
Yeah.
She'll probably be her highest one. Let's put her A. There probably will not be one that gets better than that.
But yeah, that's the thing about individualized nutrition. A raw vegan diet may work for someone, but not someone else. So it is very important to speak with someone who knows what they're talking about, like registered dietitians, to know what your body really needs and help you figure that out for yourself. Now we have Chris Hemsworth. Is he on there? Okay, now I'm like paranoid that I didn't include everybody.
I'm looking for them all.
That is him.
Yep,
Okay.
that one's him.
I get Chris Hemsworth and Chris Pratt mixed up, and it just so happens they're next to each other in my list. He does the very popular intermittent fasting.
Okay.
It doesn't even say the window of time. It's just he does intermittent fasting. He did it to lose weight for a specific role, like you were saying before.
Okay.
He said, it really did work for me. I don't know if it's just code for starvation, but it's basically like ... I was hungry a lot of the time. So that's what he had to say about the intermittent fasting diet personally.
You have more experience with intermittent fasting than I do.
Because I actually did it a lot back in the MLM days where I was doing, very popular the shakes and cleanse thing, 24-hour cleanses. I did them.
I don't think it's immediately bad off the bat. I've seen a lot of specifically men that tend to thrive with this eating pattern. A lot of times, as we live in a first world country where we're constantly surrounded by food and more, sometimes it can be healthy to have certain boundaries around food. If you struggle with late night snacking, it's usually late nights, not like people are overindulging themselves in the early morning. At least that's not what I've seen.
Yeah.
And in most cases, if you stick with a specific window for a long amount of time, your hunger will actually adjust. So I would say, as long as you're doing it for the right reasons, again, it doesn't immediately solve weight loss. It doesn't immediately put you in a calorie deficit, but it can help support that.
Yeah.
So I would maybe put B tier.
I was going to say B as well. Yeah, with intermittent fasting, it does. I've seen it work better for men than for women.
Yeah, I don't know why. Yeah.
Maybe like evolutionary speaking. That's what I've heard about it. So,
especially with women, our hunger and fullness hormones will change with our cycle, whereas men won't experience that.
True.
So that could be it as well.
But not the worst thing.
Not the worst
you
thing.
can be successful doing intermittent fasting, but I would recommend more of like a 16-8 ratio, or what is it, 8-16, 16-8, rather than maybe like not eating for 20 hours and then only eating in a 4-hour window. The more restrictive the window gets, the harder it is to eat variety, eat what your body really needs. Then it becomes really restrictive and you're more prone to that feeling of being starved, like he was saying. Beyonce, we have made it to Queen Bee, who lost weight for her role Dreamgirls using the Master Cleanse diet, a restrictive juice fast, and now she's promoting another extreme plan. So the Master Cleanse is a 10-day juice cleanse that requires dieters to eat nothing and drink only a lemon, maple syrup, and cayenne pepper concoction. That's 10 whole days without food. And she also, I remember that she did, what was that big, the halftime show? Where I saw like she was eating like an apple a day or something extremely restrictive. So she has done these things in the past to get ready for roles and get ready for shows.
This one's pretty bad. I've heard of the whole lemon juice, maple syrup, cayenne pepper thing before, and I've seen this done on super restrictive diets that have medical intervention, which is a completely different thing. However, in this case, it is, I don't know if I want to say unnecessary, but kind of unnecessary in order to achieve the result that she's looking for. Again, when it comes to cleansing, your body automatically doesn't like that. We have hunger and fullness hormones that change with our 24-hour cycle, like morning and night, and we have built-in mechanisms, your kidneys and your liver, that automatically detox our bodies for us and detox our blood. So it can actually create more aggravation of symptoms rather than solving anything. And at the very least, it's going to cause you to weight cycle, eating nothing, and then either going back to rebounding with binging, or even going back to eating normally, you're going to regain all that back. So not a good long-term solution for sure.
Yeah, no, absolutely not. That, you pretty much summed that one up. That would have been my thoughts. It's a shame because she's the type of person that has yo-yoed so much for roles and shows, when if she worked with a dietitian to just have a balanced, healthy eating plan, something that's sustainable, she wouldn't have to feel like she has to do any of these things for like a one-time, like the halftime show, what is a few minutes long. So she does this to her body for this like very brief period where she's going to be on stage or something, and she's beautiful. All of these women, especially, like, do not need to be doing any of these things. It's just like when it comes to societal standards and such, we get in the like thinness is ideal headspace, and that's when a lot of these things happen. But this is the type of mentality that's pushed on people like us from celebrities. So it's like this cycle, but
thinking
they do
that
it
you need
themselves.
to do cleanses. What would you put this? I would
E.
Okay, I was gonna say D or E.
Yeah,
probably E, because she's not eating anything.
Yeah, that
E is for eating.
And at least with Joe Rogan and Rebel Wilson,
at least they're eating something.
Oh my gosh. Okay, yeah.
Once you get more educated in nutrition, you realize it's a Goldilocks problem. Too much and too little are both bad.
Yep. Okay, we have Mariah Carey next. She eats nothing but Norwegian salmon and capers every day. That is so strange. It's really hard, she said in an E! News interview in 2016. My diet, you would hate it. All you eat is Norwegian salmon and capers every day. That's it. Okay, then. She further clarified, saying she tries to stick to the proteins and that it's the worst.
Okay.
They do this to themselves.
Is it gonna kill you to like pair that with some broccoli or some, steamed veggies of some sort?
Yeah, I'm trying to see if she like.
God forbid some
else.
like rice. I would say +1 for. I think salmon, especially for women, is a really great source of protein and fat. I am pro salmon all the way.
Norwegian salmon is probably. It's probably good.
And yeah, I'm sure that there's quality that goes into this as well. But I would say those are both great. Yet, because of lack of variety, we're still missing out on very important macros and micros, including carbohydrates and all the good stuff that you would get from fruits, veggies, and grains. So,
yeah. And I like the fatty fish because they are higher calorie. However, do you know how many calories of salmon you would need to eat in a day to get what your body needs?
Like 3 pounds.
And then at that point, you are definitely exceeding your protein intake. Our bodies do not, we have a threshold, and once you go over a certain window and you're eating too much protein above that, your body is not going to know what to do with it.
Well, and if it's fish, sometimes there is a point of being concerned about mercury. I don't really think salmon's
not on that list.
If it was another fish, it could be, but here's the thing, we're lacking variety, and the biggest red flag, she hates doing it. So even the healthiest diet on paper, if it makes you feel like you hate your life, is not worth it by a long shot. And it's a big predictor of binging later on. Yeah, and mental health and physical health go hand in hand. So if you're trying to do a diet for your physical health, but sacrificing your mental health, it's counterintuitive, it's counterproductive, it's not going to work for your body because your mind is going to continue to tell you, oh my gosh, we need to eat something different. This is insane. I think she's on the Beyonce shelf. Yeah. E is for eat, and those two need to eat. Yeah, I agree. Okay. Chris Pratt did a fast called the Daniel Diet, which is inspired by the Bible. So he only ate fruits, vegetables, and unleavened bread for 21 days straight with the overall goal of regaining focus on Christ-centered teachings. See, this is a completely different goal. So I'm not completely opposed to this. Many people in different religions have different types of fasting, whether it's food or abstaining from other things that they do, like Ramadan. So if this is something that is a religious goal for you, I'm all for it, as long as you're not using it as an ulterior motive to lose weight. Like, I don't know about you, but I had friends when I was growing up as a young girl that was like, oh, it's Lent, I'm gonna give up fast food because I want to lose weight. Completely missing the point of Lent. Yeah. So if you're religiously fasting, the goal is not about health. The goal is, well, it's about a different type of health. This would be spiritual health, mental health, becoming Christ focused. I'm actually okay with this. Yeah, and he's not doing it every single day of the year either. It's for a period of time. Short term. It's less than a month. And when you're taking intention in with it, it could be a healing experience. But obviously you wouldn't recommend it to someone just to lose weight. So, or to support like general health. Yeah, because it is still taking out like your proteins that you really do. He's probably really hungry. Yeah. So I would probably put that at like a B. Yeah, I'd say B. That's a good one. Right in the middle. We're not going to get an S. I really, no. I'm really... They would have to be not on this list to have an S. True. I feel like that'd be a red flag. Chris and Chris ended up together anyway. Look at this. We got Mariah and Beyonce, Chris and Chris. Let's see. Okay. Shailene Woodley, is that how you pronounce her name? She eats clay regularly for its supposed detoxifying attributes. I'm going to read this description just to make sure this isn't like a clickbait thing, because it seems to me like this can't be possible. She said, clay is one of the best things you can put in your body. It binds other materials in your body, helps you get rid of negative isotopes. And then they actually said in this article, this is a bogus medical claim. Your kidneys and liver don't need help processing toxins, just like Kaley's been saying this entire time. So it does say clay might have trace amounts of beneficial minerals like iron and calcium, but there are much better ways to obtain them. And have you heard of pico? I have. I thought it was pica. Or pica. Yeah, pica. It's pica. Wait, pico is... Wait, what's pico? Pico de gallo. That's... Whoops. Pica. Pica. Yes, that's what this automatically reminded me of. I don't know if she has that, but it is a disorder where you begin to crave non-nutritive substances. Now, they're claiming that it is nutritive in a way, but it can include things like clay, chalk, dirt, hair, other things like that. Ugh. I mean, I think the quote there hit the nail on the head in terms of this is a bogus medical claim. You don't need to do this. And if you think that by eating one thing that will immediately cleanse your body, that's a joke because your body has different mechanisms to eat even everything back out. This is the same reason why an alkaline diet doesn't work.
We're going to talk about that.
Okay, I won't get too much into it then.
We're going to I would put this at F.
At bottom of the barrel. Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably the worst you can get.
Now, I don't think she only eats clay.
But if her reasoning is it clears the negative isotopes and it detoxes the body, no, it doesn't.
No. Okay, now we're on Snooki, aka, Nicole Polisi, aka Snooki from Jersey Shore. She ate cookies as part of her weight loss regime. So, in an effort to lose weight, Snooki did the cookie diet, which involves eating 9 90-calorie cookies daily in addition to a small meal at dinner time. It really got me with the, she ate cookies as part of her weight loss regime.
Because I would have been like, great,
yeah,
that's fine.
All for it. But it being, the sole way thing she's eating, okay, so the late Dr. Sanford Siegel created the plan in 1975, so it's clearly outdated, to help patients eat fewer calories. The cookies contain a secret amino acid protein blend. Secret. That's
automatically
red flag.
Yeah.
But they still taste like normal cookies.
I mean, if you enjoy it, I might say it's okay if you're really not in a good spot with food, but in general we do want to be able to learn how to balance different food groups. Now if it was 2 cookies and 2 or 3 meals, I'd be all for that.
There you go.
Or even 3 or even 4, it depends on the size of them.
90 calories each, so they are
I mean, it's not a big amount, but using that as a sole substance of your diet I would think lead to increased hunger just by a low volume. It depends on your type of appetite, but this is meh, mid-tier.
I would put it at D.
C.
Okay.
C minus.
I am skipping every single Victoria's Secret model, Jessica Alba, Blake Lively, for all doing the juice cleanse because I feel like we cannot stress it enough and it still ends up happening regardless. So
I think it's very trendy.
It's so trendy.
Smoothie places sell juices. People like the color of juices. They're like, I'm getting my fruits and veggies, so I'm all good to go. Very trendy.
Yeah. Twitter founder Jack Dorsey eats just 1 meal a day and fasts on the weekends. So, Monday to Thursday or Monday to Friday at best, he's eating 1 meal a day and then not eating anything. But apparently, for his 1 daily meal, he has a protein, either fish, chicken, or steak, vegetables, and a dessert of mixed berries or dark chocolate, all of which he eats after 6:30 p.m. and before 9 p.m. And then on weekends, he fasts, breaking his fast on Sunday night with bone broth. This feels so much like what I did when I was in that MLM,
it's extremely restrictive. I can't even imagine trying to live any sort of normal lifestyle with these restrictions in place. It sounds horrible, honestly. Imagine never being able to go out somewhere and enjoy a meal on the weekends ever again.
Yeah, and then breaking a fast with something that's still very restrictive, not a whole meal, just bone broth. While bone broth, while incorporated into a healthy diet, has health benefits, alone, it's not going to be the magic cure-all to better focus, weight loss, better sleep, whatever they claim about these things. So,
either D or
E.
D or E.
Because weekends, man,
no weekends at all. And so unnecessary to just do it all in 1 meal. You can spread that out and feel a lot better by doing so.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a time thing. Maybe he's just working on Twitter.
Not anymore because Elon Musk bought Twitter.
Okay.
So
I don't know what he's doing at this time.
Now we're on to Tom Brady. So
I was waiting for this one.
He doesn't eat eggplants or tomatoes, but he does drink gallons of water daily, which he claims prevents him from getting sunburned. Okay, this is so confusing as a headline that I need to read more about it. So it's part of his unique diet plan that he created himself. If you want to go watch my Drew Gooden reaction video, I talk about this in extensive detail because another commentary YouTuber actually tried this diet, and it was very interesting, the outcome. It's part of a 12-step plan to stay in great shape. Brady said he doesn't eat nightshades, a group of vegetables including eggplants and tomatoes, because they cause inflammation and raise the body's pH. So it's basically an alkaline diet.
That's it?
Pretty much. I mean, besides that, he says he also drinks multiple gallons of water to protect himself against sunburn, but there are no...
gallons?
Okay, so for him as an athlete, I don't even think he needs multiple gallons of water to stay hydrated, but the sunburn claim, I've never heard that in my life.
No, I shouldn't cuss. That is not accurate. So if all you're doing is you're cutting out nightshades because you personally believe that you have a sensitivity, that would be completely different. And it's the least restrictive, and the other ones are like bottom of the barrel, so I have to give them some points for less restriction. Drinking your water is great. It's not going to prevent sunburns, but it is great for your body. So this is actually not that bad. But the whole nightshade claim, I mean, again, raises your body's pH. Your body will just bring it back down to the normal levels through homeostasis mechanisms. So that's just...
And like the types of fruits and vegetables that he has to cut out, or is it just veggies? No, tomatoes are fruit. But they have antioxidants, which are anti-inflammatory. So it doesn't...
The only way that it would make sense to cut out nightshades, some people do really have a sensitivity to them. And if that's the case, that's totally fine. But he's just like the least restrictive. So,
I'm surprised.
Yeah.
But there you go.
He gets an A, not for being good, but for just being too dumb to be bad.
Yes. Tracy Anderson has done the baby food diet, where she has up to 14 jars a day of baby food with a normal meal for dinner, totaling no more than 1,400 calories.
Disgusting. Disgusting, but not technically bad.
I know. That's so unreasonable. It's just unreasonable. But, I mean, you can, but why? Like, if she just has, like, healthy, balanced diet, and also depending on what her body needs, 1,400...
I mean,
science.
Again, it's not good. It's just too dumb to be bad. You're getting in balanced foods because baby food includes fruits, vegetables, grains.
I would hope so.
And some proteins.
I don't know. Neither of us have had a baby. So I haven't read any baby food labels recently. But 1,400 calories depends on the person and the body.
Depends on the person.
Does seem a little low, but
it could be appropriate depending on the frame and the height of the person. This one's really not that bad. B tier.
Yeah. Steve Jobs followed a strict fruitarian diet, at times limited just to apples and carrots. A bio of Jobs reports he would sometimes turn a sunset-like orange hue from his diet. And his obsession with fasting and extreme dietary restriction has been described as an eating disorder. Oh, and Ashton Kutcher ended up in the hospital after a month of this diet, which he followed in order to prepare to play Jobs in a biopic. That's crazy!
This one's pretty bad. I've heard a lot of people following the fruitarian diet.
Yeah.
And becoming quite ill by doing so. Dark leafy greens are super important when it comes to your fruit and vegetable intake, getting variety. Again, you want to get all the colors, so restricting it to apples and carrots at certain points only is just another problem. Like, it decreased variety.
Yeah, the theme keeps coming back of people eating something that is inherently healthy and good for health,
not only that.
Ending up only focusing on that one food and eating only that food, when our bodies crave balance, whether it's nutritional, exercise, sleep, stress, all of it is a balance. So when you are taking away that like core balance of, grains, proteins, fats, it's like your body's going to retaliate. Mm-hmm. It's not going to like it. And then it could end you up in the hospital. So I would put this at
E.
Yeah.
E is like not eating, ending up in hospital, just silliness. F is pure cleanses. Or just false medical claims.
Yes.
F is for false medical claims.
See, we're getting like a system down. So we have 5 more. I'm astonished we might keep this under an hour. All right. This is the same Concept. Madonna swears by a macrobiotic diet of soy, sea vegetables, and fermented foods. So she only eats fermented foods. She doesn't eat any wheat, eggs, meat, or dairy. And of course, fermented foods are very important for a overall healthy, balanced diet. It's great for your gut health and increasing the flora, the diversity of your gut bacteria, but it should not by any means be the only thing you eat.
Yeah, that's the problem again. So we need to, and this is a huge trend around sea moss, chlorophyll, and other trendy supplements in the market. Or seafood, seed plants have tons of really awesome vitamins and minerals that we can utilize in our meals. But again, you're missing the point by restricting it to just those items. You're not more healthy by restricting more things. Yeah. It's about the frequency and not the all or nothing.
The same thing goes for, like, she probably isn't getting enough calories that her body needs because it is very hard to eat those foods in high volumes. Maybe soy. Soy is more balanced in terms of protein. If she had like Greek yogurt, so she might be getting in.
There could be different sources of soy, yeah.
Yeah, but
that would be your nightmare diet.
I would explode. I would literally explode. So I would put this at like a D or E.
D.
Okay, let's even it out. So Madonna goes in D.
She could possibly get some points for different sources of soy, but that's it.
Yeah. Kaley Birge, I also don't know who this is, but she optimizes her pH level with the alkaline diet, which favors legumes, veggies, and bans meat, grain, alcohol, and caffeine. This is so silly of a concept.
This is probably my most hated one. I hate this one.
Yeah, because if people understood how our body's pH, acid-base balance, works, this wouldn't even be a thing if people were more educated on it. Mm-hmm. Our bodies we need to eat acidic foods, we need to eat alkaline foods, and there's a balance. That's all it is. And our bodies will balance it out for you if you are eating.
No matter if you eat all the acidic foods or all the basic foods, you can try to do it however you like. Your body will even it out for you.
Same thing with alkaline water.
Yeah. So this one, it's got to be like an E or an F. I hate this one. F for false medical claim, actually.
Yes. Okay.
No, we have Christina, Kelly, and Gwyneth.
Okay, well, this one gets an honorable mention because for some reason I forgot Brooke was supposed to be on this list, but she made the grapefruit diet famous. That's why I was saying, like, in the beginning, things are made famous by celebrities, clearly. It includes 800 calories a day and lots of grapefruit. Grapefruit all day, just eating more and more grapefruit.
Why does it, like, every old school diet I see, it has a frickin' grapefruit in there? What is it about grapefruit?
I don't know. It's just one of
the alkaline diet. Chica would hate that one because grapefruits are super acidic.
I know, right? Like, there's so many conflicting diets in here. Like, it's absolutely insane. All right, Gwyneth Paltrow is just a mess with the amount of things she has endorsed over the years. But this particular article talks about her brand, Goop, which I think is an atrocious name. She has written about numerous iffy diet practices, including a goat milk cleanse. All right, suggested readers drink goat milk and nothing else for 8 days straight to get rid of parasites that might be in the body.
F for false medical claim.
There's nothing else to say about that.
Even if you did have a parasite, goat milk would not be the way to get rid of it. And
a tincture, oregano oil.
Most people that are claiming that you have a parasite, it's like, oh, do you have brain fog and you forget things sometimes? You have a parasite. It's like, dude.
All the time. It's like, everybody needs to chill out.
It's like, actually, you're tired.
Yeah, and you need more calories.
Probably. They probably all have brain fog.
Okay, Christina Aguilera has done a 7-day color diet, which involves eating foods of a different color each day of the week. White, red, green, orange, purple, yellow, rainbow, in that order. And this is supposedly to ensure that people get all of their nutrients.
That's literally the best one.
Yeah.
That is the best one on this list, by far.
I'm okay with that.
That is the only one that has promoted increased variety in the diet.
Yeah.
I would put that on an S.
Oh,
S.
wow. We did it. The second to last one, we have an S tier. Yeah, it doesn't say in this article if she like cut anything out. It just says alone that she has.
By that alone, S. That's the only one that we actually teach on as dietitians. I teach about getting your colors, increase variety. You don't have to do it in days of the week, but even just looking at your grocery cart in the grocery store, look at how many colors you have in your cart. That could be another good way to do that.
And it's fun. I think it's creative and fun.
It's more pleasing to your eye and then more pleasing to eat as well.
Yeah, it makes it more enjoyable. Doesn't make you hate food.
Mm-hmm.
So, Kaley Birge is the last one. She has something called an M plan, and it calls for replacing 1 meal a day with mushrooms, which offer a variety of health benefits, supposedly. So instead of like a beef burger, having a portobello burger. So
1 meal a day replaced with mushrooms.
Yeah, putting mushrooms
I'm
in.
not opposed to that at all. I think that's actually a great way if you do want to be more plant-based, if that's your goal.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really know in terms of, what is the macro breakdown of a mushroom? Is it protein and carbs?
It's mostly protein and carbs.
I'm not against that. I actually think that's pretty good.
I'm fine with it. Now, if she said she only ate mushrooms,
that would be the problem.
But okay, you're replacing a food with something else that is either just as healthy or healthier.
And you're doing it in moderation. She's
Right.
doing one of her meals a day.
So
S or A?
I'm gonna put that in S tier because there's nothing saying she's cutting anything out. She's just replacing.
I think
one
a
thing.
lot more meat eaters could benefit from increasing more mushrooms.
Yeah.
And I see a lot of vegans doing it, and I think mushrooms are a great food. So look at that. I did not think we'd have any S's at all. We had 2.
I'm shocked. And right at the end too. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, so the overall breakdown, we have 2 in S tier, Christina Aguilera, Katy Perry. We have A tier, Venus Williams and Tom Brady, which I'm shocked that Tom Brady's up there. But B, Chris, and Tracy. C only had one person, Victoria Beckham. And then it seems like we have the most people in D to F.
Not surprised.
Not surprised at all. I am actually very surprised that we have people in C and above. But tell me what you think. Put in the comments what you would have, if you disagree with us.
Put in the comments if you've also tried any one of these methods. Would be very interested to know that and your experience with it. So
For sure. Now, where can everybody find you?
My best place to find me is at my Instagram page, Curve Fit Academy. From there, I'd love if you said hello. We're a really close-knit community over there, so would love to see you there. But yeah.
Awesome. With all of that, stay tuned, subscribe, like this video, share it. I hope you found some value in it, but most importantly, entertainment and fun. This is all supposed to be very lighthearted. So without further ado, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week, day, night, whenever you're watching this, and I will see you later.
See ya.